ครับสวัสดีครับทุกคนวันนี้ผมมีแขกพิเศษนะครับแขกรับเชิญพิเศษวันนี้ก็คือคุณพี่มิสเตอร์ผางนะครับจากช่องมิสเตอร์พีวิดีโอนะครับเดี๋ยวผมจะลิงก์ไว้ข้างล่างนะครับยังไงก็ไปติดตามช่องเขาได้เพราะว่าช่องของเขาเนี่ยมีข้อมูลข่าวสารแล้วก็คอนเทนต์ต่างๆที่เกี่ยวกับ NIO เขาเองก็เป็นเจ้าของ NIO นะครับ EC6 นะครับ EC6 เดี๋ยววันนี้เราจะมาพูดคุยกับเขานะครับว่าทำไมเขาถึงตัดสินใจเลือกแบรนด์นี้แล้วก็รุ่นนี้นะครับ
Why EV are popular in China? And why did you choose NIO?
China has been having a pollution problem for quite a while, so they wanted to cut that down. They are pushing out EVs. They're also making it harder to get license plate for gasoline cars. And they're making driving restrictions for gasoline cars. For example, one day in every week you can't drive a gasoline car. On top of that, they put out a lot of subsidies for EV companies to make EVs and also subsidies for consumers when they buy EVs. So that's the reason why we see a lot of EV companies rise up in China. Li Auto itself, right now, the Li One, it's a hybrid vehicle. All right, hybrid vehicle meaning that it's a electric vehicle with a gasoline engine inside and a fuel tank inside, and they call it the range extender. And their slogan is, we're a car without limits, because if you drive a pure EV car and you're going somewhere like the desert or grasslands, somewhere else where there's not any EV charging infrastructure, you're not going to be able to go there with like traditional EVs. So that's their marketing slogan. They're without bounds. And Li Auto, it's really more suited for the older generation because it has a lot of backup stuff in mind. We got a backup generator, we got a backup fuel tank. They actually have a backup computer system in case, the main computer system fails. They have a backup one for that as well, more for the conservative person. And they have a larger interior. The interior is quite nice. And that's pretty much why someone would consider it. But on the flip side of it, if you think about it, a Li One is just a hybrid, right? You still have to go in for engine repairs, fuel tank problems, and all that kind of stuff. It's heavy. It's a heavy vehicle. If you're gonna buy a Li One, you're better off buying a Lexus. I'll just put it that way. Now, Xpeng is more suited for the younger generation, those that are more into software. They have inbuilt apps inside their operating system, which actually NIO doesn't have. But Xpeng, their vehicle is only engineered in China. It's a pure Chinese EV brand. They haven't stood the test of time. So if you're gonna buy an Xpeng, you might as well consider BYD. BYD is actually a much better, in my opinion, all right, this is purely my opinion, better version of Xpeng, because BYD it stood the test of time, it has very good engineering roots, and the BYD Han, that is a really, really good vehicle. In some other EVs, for example, BYD, which is why someone would consider BYD and why someone wouldn't consider BYD, is because the battery degradation in BYD is notorious. Like if you buy a BYD with 300 kilometers of range, after 2 or 3 years of non-stop driving, you'll be left with maybe 200 kilometers to 150 kilometers of range. Now, why would someone go for NIO? NIO really stands out because it's engineered and designed in Germany. That's where their headquarters are. NIO Pilot is all programmed and the software is done in San Jose. And then you got the manufacturing prowess of China, right? China has good manufacturing. They can bring costs down. So really with NIO, you have a good vehicle that's actually, in my personal opinion, it's like a vehicle that's priced at around $100K US dollars, but you're getting it for $50K US dollars. Look, the quality of the product is top notch. You're not going to have any problems with the quality of the product. And every NIO comes with unlimited warranty. So that's also another assurance that, if anything goes wrong with your NIO, then, they're going to take care of it. What NIO offers that no other EV brand offers is battery swap. You're always swapping out the battery. And what that does is you're throwing away the battery degradation problem to NIO. It's no longer the customer's problem if the battery degrades. You make sure that the battery is up to par and healthy and doesn't degrade past a certain percentage. There's no battery degradation. It's not a problem you have to worry about. So That's a big plus for NIO that nobody else has. All right? Battery swap also has the added benefit of convenience. Right? It's super fast, 5 minutes to swap. And then there's also the added benefit of upgradability. Switch out the range for your NIO. So right now there's 70 kilowatt and the 100 kilowatt. Soon there will be the 150, right? So that's pretty much double your range with the 70 kilowatt hour battery. That's the perks of battery swap. People think it's only convenience. Convenience is one part. This is the bigger picture, all right? Upgradability. On top of that, NIO has a lot of cool services that nobody else has. This is why I'm saying NIO is revolutionizing the service industry as well for auto. There's one tap to charge. For example, you're a busy man. You don't have time to charge your EV. You don't have time to drive it to a swap station. You can be in another country. You could be on the beaches of Thailand, resting, and you see your battery in China, your NIO's battery in China is low. You can just order one tap to charge. Then NIO dispatches a charging dude to go to his location that he set. They would know which car he owns because of the license plate. And then the NIO dude would be given remote NFC access to unlock the car. And then once he gets into the car, he can drive the NIO to a charging spot, charge it, drive it back, and then get out of the car, lock the car, and the NFC access would be gone. And this is also really nice because it's not limited to this one tap to charge. You can, for example, you're in another country or you're busy, you can't give your keys to a friend or maybe your relative wants to drive. What you can do is let them install the NIO app, the NFC key app, and then enter in their phone number, and you can remotely give them permission to unlock your car and drive the car with their phone. The NFC cloud knows your driving preferences. So for example, say I'm a really short guy, and I have to have my seat really high up in my NIO to drive, right? And I like to have my steering wheel over here, something like that. If Tang in his NIO, he gives me access to his NIO, I go into his NIO, unlock it with my phone, then NIO knows that my driving preferences is up high and steering wheel is over here. So when I enter in his NIO, it'll be automatically adjusted. NIO's revolutionizing service because, for example, if you have another car and your car is broken, then what would happen? You would have to take a day off work to drive your car to a service center, the dealership, to get it all fixed up. And that would take a lot of time, take a lot of money. You'd probably have to get a day off of work. So NIO's service, what they do is, well, if your car NIO needs servicing, you just make an order through the app that my car needs servicing, and then someone will come with the NFC function, drive your NIO to the service center, fix it, drive it back for you, and then have it ready by the next morning. NIO Service Center is 24 hours. Because of this, they can make the service center smaller, they can make it further away to save on costs. So this actually improves the user experience while decreasing costs. There's NIO Insurance, so NIO's Owner Insurance, which has a lot of services that NIO offers. For example, tire repair services on the road. So for example, if you're driving your NIO, the tire pressure is low. So what will happen is NIO will call you, hey, your tire pressure is low. Nobody else has this kind of stuff. Yeah. Although they have a special service van to go there to just repair your vehicle, your tire, anything that goes wrong with your tire, they can fill it. If there's a leak, they can fill that as well. And this is all included in NIO's insurance. If you have any sort of accident with NIO, you just have to call NIO like, hey, I got into an accident. Then NIO will dispatch someone over to represent you while you go do your work or do whatever you got to do. You'll see that if you buy a NIO, it's really more like it's convenience, right? It's convenience. Swapping is convenient. If anything needs fixing, it's convenient.
Worry-free kind of that, you know?
Worry-free, yeah. That's exactly what their insurance is called. It's called worry-free insurance. A good thing about NIO's Interior, which I forgot to mention, is that it's actually upgradable. Like NOMI, for example, you buy the car without NOMI, you can upgrade to get a NOMI. Some of the older NIOs, they have a LCD display on the NOMI. You can also upgrade that to OLED display. And then some older NIOs, they have a center display with large bezels. And you can also upgrade to one with thinner bezels. Wow. Yeah. And also the interior lining of the roof, that's also upgradable as well.
We heard all the good stuffs. Anything you want NIO to improve?
Interior wise, NIO has two displays. You got the center display for the dash for the driver, and then you got the main console display. Now both displays are actually pretty small if you compare it to other brands. So when you're watching movies on NIO, it's really small. Some of the cons include like within the center console, you don't have any apps. Right? Not like Xbox. Xbox has apps and stuff. So it would be really nice if they had some sort of apps. There's also no games. Hopefully they'll add that in the future. Now another downside is sometimes battery swap wait times, because there can be very long lines at battery swap stations, and sometimes you gotta wait like an hour for a battery swap. And with 6 free swaps a month, you can still go to a lot of places. But if you have to pay for swaps, it's actually pretty expensive. Because NIO has really grown quite a bit with a lot of users, some of the events, for example, the craftsmanship events, making little art pieces or making a hat for Nomi, are really nice, but they all get booked super fast because there's something like 10,000 NIO users in Beijing alone, and then the event only has 6 available positions, 6 slots, only for 6 people, right? So it's almost impossible to get a slot for that event. They should have more events at NIO Spaces. They're just the showroom. They don't have all this stuff, but they can host events, and they're usually closer to where people would live.
What is NIO User Volunteer?
So this is also something that nobody else has, all right? What NIO User Volunteer is, it's basically these NIO owners that really like the vehicle and the company and the brand, and they want to help NIO out more as like a friend. Like, hey, we're a friend of NIO, we like the brand, we want to talk about what the brand is all about, what NIO offers, so we're volunteering to help at maybe the auto show, sometimes auto shows even at NIO houses like this one right here, or NIO Spaces, that kind of stuff, and help prospective customers learn more about the car from a NIO owner's perspective. They have all sorts of NIO user volunteers. They have it for delivery specialist volunteer. They volunteer at the delivery stations. So for example, if you're taking delivery of your NIO and there's a volunteer available, what he'll do is he'll come, pick you up, drive you to that NIO delivery center, and then show you what the inner workings of the car, all the functions, what you can do, how to drive it, how to use it, and then all the different settings, and then basically give you the delivery experience. And then they also have online live streaming volunteers. They have all sorts of stuff for volunteers. They even have spy volunteers. For example, me, I want to become a spy volunteer. What I would do is NIO would give me a fake phone number, and then I would go to a random NIO space and then order a test drive, and then see how the services is the guy explaining the car properly, is how's your overall customer experience, that kind of stuff, and then you can report back to NIO and that kind of stuff. So that's pretty interesting. They're doing all sorts of stuff.
Okay, but now I don't think Mr. P could be a spy volunteer, because everyone sees his face. He wouldn't be a good spy there.
But in China, I can still be a spy because not many Chinese people know about me, so that's fine.
I see. Pretty cool. Yeah. So I think for today, it's a lot of stuff to absorb, right? I think I did learn a lot, and man, such a good job as a volunteer.
Thank you.
So I thank Mr. P for your time, and then I hope that this will not be our last discussion. I tried to grab his time, and then for the fans, and then we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Hope you liked the interview. Again, please check out his channel where he has more details on what he answered in this interview. And if you haven't seen how fast all new NIO ES8 is, go check out our test drive. And if you liked the video, please hit like, share to those who might be interested, and subscribe to the channel where we will make more of these videos. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Take care, everyone.